Hello. I have a specific group of people, group of women that I'm looking for. Where are my ladies that are over 40? Children are adults now. And now you have to learn who you are as a person because you gave so much of yourself to your children and to everybody else. I'm out here. I had to come out and get grounded because it's just life is lifing, and I am. It's different when you have to focus on only on your needs, right? Not saying that you don't love your children, not saying that you don't love other people, but when you get to a place and you are aware of how much time and attention that or lack of you've given yourself or not given yourself. And for me, it's been a journey, it's been a journey. And let me give you a little backstory of me. My youngest is now 22. And for the last couple of years, I've been trying to figure it out. I've been having to revisit, what do I like? Because my life consisted of the kids, what activities they were in, where did they need to go, where did they need to be, what I need to pay for. So it's been, working 2-3 jobs, at some point in time, working full-time, in school full-time, it's, life, right? And I never stopped to think about what did I want to do in the long term, you know what I'm saying? I got out, I went clubbing, I would get away for the weekend. Thank goodness, I had my brother or my aunt that would watch the kids. I had 4. And they were 3, 4, and 5 years apart. And, it's challenges, of course, when you're a single parent and, or when you're co-parenting or not. But in the last couple of years, I had to realize that I didn't know myself. And it's been a challenge, like having to learn what it is that I like. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember the things that I enjoyed doing and stopped doing them. I'm at the park. As you can see, I need to come out and get some fresh air, although it looked like it wants to rain, so I won't be out here long. I recorded this before. I recorded 20 minutes before and it didn't save. When I went back to edit it, it was 4 seconds. So I hope that it does me right this time. So anyways, I'm gonna take you guys on a walk with me. So as I was saying, I learned that I didn't even remember things that I liked doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I used to love skating. I don't know how to do it now. I got to relearn it, So it's like the challenge of knowing what you liked as a kid or a younger version of yourself, and then having to relearn, learn, the things that you enjoy doing. And, some of the things that I did enjoy, like, going to the club and stuff like that. I'm over 50. I'm not saying that I don't like, because I love dancing. So, some soca? What? Give me some soca now. What? Soca reggae, And I'm going to be ready to dance. But in the essence of what it did for me as a younger version of myself, and now, it's not the same. You know what I'm saying? It's not the same. I probably will need to find a nice lounge or something like that, which is fine. I'll, at some point in time, come out of my introverted ways and get out and network and get around more people like myself. But anyways, going back to what I was saying, once my youngest became an adult and I really had to focus on myself, I didn't know where the hell to start, right? And the one thing that a lot of us don't realize when the children are living life and adulting, I don't think a lot of us sit still long enough to become aware of a lot of things. And what I mean by that is, for me, a lot of traumas surfaced. Them traumas, y'all, them traumas. You know those traumas that we put in the closet, we're experiencing or whatever at a time, we just don't have fucking time. We don't have the time to like deal with it. Those things, those traumas, yeah, those things that you didn't know how to deal with it, or you didn't have somebody to talk to about it, or you had, the kind of family where, especially in our community, you didn't believe in like therapy and all the stuff, right? All that trauma, generational trauma-ish that they put under, they swept under the rock and wanted you to act like things didn't happen type of trauma. I'm pretty sure a lot of you know exactly what I'm talking about. And so the ending of 2023, coming into 2024, some traumas surfaced so hard that I had to deal with them. I was like, you got to be kidding me, right? But the one thing that I realized is that I wanted to heal. I wanted to heal a lot of the things that I had been carrying. And I was like, why am I still like, Sonia, like, why, girl, why? And I had to be like, with my own self, acknowledge what I don't want to carry anymore, And then that begins the healing journey. I think a lot of us are afraid to hit this healing thing head on because it's not easy, y'all. It's never going to end. You're always going to constantly heal. I think people think that when you start and you get through some things that's it. That's not it. That's just hitting the surface, We have years and years, at over 50, years and years and years of traumas that you got to work through. So, for me, because I have so many friends, associates, acquaintances that are in the same boat as myself, and I'm at a place where I want to create a safe community for us where we can discuss things and, help each other through things. There are some people that have experienced things and have gone through them, learned how to go through them. And, I just feel like each one teach one, and I want to create a safe community, but I want to see how many women would be interested in something like that. Healing is necessary, you guys. I don't care. I don't give a damn how much you want to keep running and you gonna be busy, and it needs to be done. It doesn't have to be done at one time. But 2024, now that we ending 2024, I got a lot of healing done. I got a lot of forgiveness done. That's that other thing. Ooh, the F-bomb, the other F-bomb. Forgiving. Realizing that you're not forgiving the person, you're forgiving yourself. You're forgiving yourself for allowing yourself to hold the hurt, to hold the pain, to hold the disappointment, to hold all of the stuff that it just doesn't serve us at this point in life. That this time in life, over 50, over 40, over 30. I don't give a damn where you are. You need to be wanting to enjoy life, to be happy, to manifest, the things that you want to manifest. And we can't manifest a lot of the things that we want to manifest if we're over here still holding on to things that just don't serve you, right? So I release quite a bit of things, and I still have things that I have to get through, that I have to face. But because the one thing about me is I be wanting to do everything right now. We want everything done now, and we just not realistic. But I had to be realistic with my own self and be like, ugh, But I am proud of myself that I have taken the time to get through some things. Share more about myself. I lost my mom when I was 8. I lost my nana. My daughter was like 2. That was my nana. That was my pukali. That was my baby, and I carried and had a stillborn before I had the daughter that I have. And carrying your baby for 9 months, you being in labor, really not knowing that you're in labor because you're arguing, with your husband or whatever, or you going through the stresses and stuff like that, and then you go in an ambulance to get to the hospital. No, actually, before I got to the hospital, I told them in the ambulance that something happened. And what had happened, it felt like a rip. And what it was is the placenta ripped. So my baby, I felt her doing her last kicks like she was fighting. And then she stopped, and I told them, I'm like, something just happened. I knew something just happened. But by the time I got to the hospital, my sister was with me. By the time I got to the hospital and I, had her, she was gone. So, my sister lost it. So here again, the person going through it had to console my sister. And I'm like, I never grieved that. So I know at some point in time, it's going to come a time where I got to grieve, I got to grieve my mom. I got to grieve the traumas that she put on me. I got to grieve all that. But I've forgiven my mama. I had to accept that she did with what she knew. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, we as parents, we put traumas on our kids as well. We do. You have to own up to that and hold yourself accountable. I know I've contributed some traumas to my children. As a young mom, I know for a fact. And, I had to apologize for some things. And I'm sure as I go through more things and revisit more things, it's going to be other things that I have to apologize to them about. And that's fine. It's just life, If you want people to apologize at times, you have to hold yourself accountable and apologize too for the roles that you play, because we all play roles. So I haven't grieved, and I know there are so many women that out here that have so many traumas that they don't want to deal with. But I'm here to tell you that you'll feel so much better when you do. You really will. You really and truly will. And if we have a community of women that either are going through the same thing or have gone through the same thing, I think that we can uplift each other. I just want to know how many women are out there like me that are looking for the safe communities, are looking for individuals that have gone through the healing process or are going through the healing process and want assistance. They want the help to get through what it is that something keeps surfacing, but you don't know how to deal with it, or you are scared to deal with it. There's that part. You have no support team, because a lot of us don't have a support system. As soon as you decide that you want to be different and do different, because in order to get different results, you have to do different. The moment that you decide that, here's all the The ones that so-called supported you, now they talking mad smack, right? But see, I've always been a rebel, so I always got in trouble. So that part doesn't bother me at all. Be mad that I'm going to do what it is that I want to do. If I learn a bad or negative lesson from it, then so what? I learned it. It's my business. It's my life. Which is why I accept that I'm able to step back from my kids and be like, oh, this is your life. This is your lessons that you got to learn. If I shared a lot of the things the history of our family on both ends. And if you still want to dabble into those things, well, you know what? You shall find out if I lied to you or not. And I wasn't that mom that wanted to be lying, and I didn't want to do that. But I had a lot of mistakes that I had to learn from, a lot of mistakes that I'm still learning from, consequences. One of the things that I taught my kids are consequences. We all have consequences to play, whether they're good or bad. The things that I've done when I was in my 20s and 30s are not the same things that I would do now. You know what I'm saying? Like, we should be evolving, learning how to become better versions of ourselves. So I want a community that's going to be that's my niche. Because I had so many women tell me, Sonya, you need to just do something in it, because that's where, you're strong with, or what have you. And I just want to grow, I am constantly working on myself to become a better version of myself. I have goals, that I'm trying to get a hold of and work towards, and I have things I want to manifest. I want to experience living international life. I'm going to experience living an international life. There's me putting it out there. Universe. Yes. I was determined to move from my hometown where I lived, and I did that. I told people probably over a year before I did it. A year to 2 years before I did it. I'm moving out of here. Sure am. I was going to wait until my kids are one of them, she graduated, but she was like, let's go. And I was like, oh. And the Lord worked in mysterious ways, because you know what? I was going to leave like that next summer. With my job, I was going to do the interview things, but honey, God worked in mysterious ways. And that September of 2014, I got laid off. So I didn't need to wait till June. I was like, oh, we out of here. We gonna leave. Soon as the kids went on Christmas break, we was out of Thanksgiving. We were out of there. Packed up. I never drove a truck before. I never drove long distance. Packed up. Me and my younger two. The older two stayed in the hometown, but me and my younger two got on that U-Haul truck with a trailer on the end of it. I never did that before. I was determined. I had one of my siblings didn't think I would do it. Another one of my siblings was like, yes, she is, because she said she is. She gone. See how that work out? Once you get determined, once you have your mind set on something, what you can achieve. I am here to encourage you to heal. I'm here for that. Because this side is so refreshing. It's not easy. I have other things that I'm about to tap into. And I already pre-warned some people that I'm going to be off the grid a little bit, because, sometimes you need to focus on what it is that you need to focus on. It might be a bunch of crying. And baby, that's okay. That means you got to release it. That means you release it. I was big on not liking to cry. It wasn't my thing. When I started this healing thing, the end of December of 2024, there was so many, oh my gosh, the tears, I ain't never seen so many tears coming from me. But you know what? It was necessary. I never knew what they meant by sometimes you just got to release. It's so true. It is so true, as hard as it is. I encourage you to just start. Whatever keeps resurfacing, tap into it. Tap into it. It's going to be hard. It might be something real hard. You know what I'm saying? It may be essay. It may be anything. Tap into it. Let's do that. Let's do it. Let's release it. Comment below if you would be interested in a community that is a safe space where we can teach each other. Because I think that is the direction that I'm being pulled towards. Because it is a passion. It's a passion of mine for us to heal. It's a passion of mine for us to experience happiness, like fully happiness. And sometimes when we're still in that negative energy, that's what we keep attracting. You know how it is when you date somebody and then you keep attracting the same type of person, it's just a different face? It's that thing. It's because our energy is still in that low vibration, and I know I'm a firm believer in when you change your energy, you end up attracting something different. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you start changing your energy, the ones that you hung out with or always talk to or whatever, they're going to start getting either negative, start speaking negative, you're going to have to start moving differently. And that's okay. Sometimes people are only meant to be with us for a season or a reason. Everyone's not meant to go with you on your journey. Your journey is your journey. It's not their journey. And you got to be okay with you having to walk away from people that you just didn't think you would ever have to walk away. I don't care if it's 20, 30, 40 year relationship. Honey, when I tell you it's a lot of people that were removed, because them ancestors don't be playing. When I started healing, there's a lot of people that were removed. And sometimes when they removed and you don't hear from me, you need to leave that alone. Or when you call yourself trying to tap back into them, pay attention to how your energy is, or how how you feel internally. It's a shift. And when you try to tap back into that energy, it messes up your energy force. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, man, what's going on? Like, what the heck? Like, every time I talk to this person, I'm feeling away. Like, I'm feeling like drained and stuff. I had to pay attention to that. And I'm like, if it happens again, then I know it's the person. Yup. And I was like, oh, heck no. We're not doing that. That means it's time for that person to go. It's time for me to remove myself. Because sometimes people don't want to remove themselves. So you got to remove your whole self and be fine with that. But yeah, so I talked long enough. Comment below if community is something that you've been looking for. My melanin women, we've experienced a lot, but that does not dismiss women from all ethnicities. We've all gone through something or going through something and need a community and or don't have a community. And that's what I want to form. Comment below if that's something you're interested in.